Radio.
For a long time, I thought that you and Dan Tamborelli had the same birthday, so I would always wish him and you happy birthday on the same day, like an asshole, even though his birthday's like a week later.
Oh.
Or something like that.
But you got my birthday right.
Didn't I always?
Which is the only thing that matters.
Hey, that's not fair.
Danny, you're just getting older, not better.
Well, that might be true. It might be true.
It might be even truer now, a minute later.
Oh, God, I feel like this is going to be the Pummel Danny hour.
No!
That's what I think is going to happen.
Welcome to PDH. I'm your host, Michael C. Morona.
That's not how it goes. It goes like this. Welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my left, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
Hello.
And to his left, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
Hello.
And our guest for the entire hour, Lori Beth Denberg. How are you?
I'm just fine.
Hey, LB.
Hi.
Hey, LB. It's great to see you again, man.
I know. I'm so happy.
Back in our old stomping grounds. I've taken the 405 to the 101 a few times this time around, and I keep seeing that Studio City sign, and just like it brings me right back to those days.
Back when you used to crash my house.
And with unexplained viruses,
Yes.
unexplained parasites.
You stayed a bunch of times. And one time...
I had another, what do you call it, with me?
Yeah, you had the dreaded Osaka flu. You were so sick, and you didn't tell me.
I didn't know how to say it, but I got sick just as you picked me up. And
yeah,
then,
but you were so sick. Like, he was the kind of sick, Danny, where you take your friend to the emergency room, and 5 minutes later, you see them with like an IV in their arm sick.
He was so,
kind of like you need fluid sick. Not you need antibiotics.
It's like you might die.
I did stay on her couch and just stay sick for a while before Lori Beth said, "You've got to go to the emergency room."
See, we've heard this story several times from his point of view.
Yeah,
really?
I want to hear your point of view.
Yeah, several times.
He makes it seem like,
Lifesavers.
Why don't we just hear?
Is the word? Yeah, is the word. That is.
I don't know if you really cared as much as
I'll just set the scene. Tokyo, Japan. A young man courageously spends his last 1,000 yen on some airport sushi, which I guess in Japan is gas station sushi when you think about it, and gives himself some sickness. Starts to feel bad on the plane home, and nobody answers the phone when he gets to Bradley. So, Lori Beth is the only person who is in the middle of the day able to come from the valley, right?
Yeah.
All the way from the WB all the way to
Master WB.
She takes the frog leg all the way from the WB to LAX and picks me up with 100-something fever and 4 large suitcases, as I recall.
Not that I knew.
As I recall.
Was I working for the WB then?
I think.
When was it?
I think you were able to, because I think I landed in 2000, I want to say.
Yeah, in 2000, I would have been working on the masterpiece that was the Steve Harvey Show.
Because
were you allowed to talk to him, or did you keep your mouth shut around him too? Did you guys get that memo in 2000?
Oh wow!
I felt that there was no reason to talk to him. So he needed no memo to keep me away. We had a healthy...
There was an unwritten memo.
Yeah. But, so I picked this one up. He says, I don't feel too good.
Didn't. And the
Came
treatment...
to my house.
Tried to self-medicate with Simpsons episodes for a while.
Simpsons episodes. And perhaps some marijuana.
I might have been administered to deal with the symptoms only.
We might have smoked it immediately in the car upon me picking you up. But, and you don't feel good.
No.
And then I'm like, well, you know what? And I ran you a bath. And I said, take a bath.
I remember.
Did you disrobe him?
I didn't disrobe him.
She ran me a bath. She didn't bathe me.
I did not disrobe him. It was always very... our friendship was always very professional.
And intact.
And he was intact, though. No circumcision.
Like my son's foreskin.
It just makes me feel, I'm already a step ahead of you.
Yeah, so
Lori Beth and I have made out. So.
Yeah. So yeah, and he's like, okay, and can you go? I went and got you Gatorades and just stuff you would get like a sick person.
Oh yeah, and you played what's his name, DJ Spooky for me, or
I don't
one of
recall.
those-
Well, I mean, part of this you might not remember because you were probably
in the
hallucinating
throes
during
of dehydration.
dehydration.
I think anything, Lori Beth, it's her story at this point because I'm not reliable.
You don't remember? I wasn't even. It wasn't
That's
even.
why
me.
I want to know. That's why
Yeah.
this is an important conversation.
So here's what I remember.
rehash.
You'd been with me for like a day and a half at least. And I'm like, oh, let me get you this, Gatorades, the normal thing you would get someone.
She was great.
Well, I'm the best.
Box of soup.
And box of soup. And then eventually you talked to your mom. And your mom was, and apparently you were more forthcoming with her.
Yeah, I mean,
about the violent diarrhea.
Having known her a little longer,
Yeah.
I was able to more graphically, respecting you as a lady and your delicate sensitivities.
Yeah,
I didn't want to describe perhaps as in depth as I did to my mother, who is, as we know, a former physical education teacher. So has seen it all.
And every
a lot of
PE
diarrhea
class,
happens in
every
PE
PES class you have gone to is like all, basketball fundamentals and diarrhea.
And diarrhea. Girls getting their period for the first time because that's how it happens in public
Very
school
hard to
in the
play
70s.
diarrhea tetherball because it just gets slippery.
Oh, God.
It's not impossible.
Welcome to the adventures of Danny and Mike. So I couldn't get up off the couch. I dug a real trench between the bathroom and the couch.
Yeah. Well, you talked to your mom eventually, and she was like, go to the emergency room. And then you were like, my mom says I should go to the emergency room. Like, all right, let's go. We went to Sherman Oaks Hospital.
For the listener, there was a pound.
There's a
and a kid in the waiting room recognized Lori Beth from the Steve Harvey show.
That's highly possible. I was so
happened.
concerned with your well-being.
Yes, and I was so psyched that a kid
I
recognized you. Well, I thought I was going to die.
I know.
I was like, my insides quivering, trying to clamp everything together just to look good for this doctor. And
So we get your paperwork done. We send you back there. I don't know what's going on. I go back to see you in a little bit. And it is a little shocking when you go to see your friend that you've taken to the hospital or whatever. And then you go back and they're hooked up to the IV. Because when you're hooked up to the IV, it's like, oh, shit went really wrong.
South.
If this wasn't in you now, you'd be dead. So
On my couch, no less.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a liability I don't need.
And so we got
there's weed
your
in the
fluids
house.
up.
And I got my $100 antibiotics.
Yes, we got you some medicinos.
I think it was Cipro. I got the Cipro, which was
It's good stuff.
popular. Yeah, later on.
This podcast is brought to you by Cipro.
Might be the third or fourth time we said that.
So I got my stuff. I got my fluids.
You got your fluids. We got you some soups and such.
Oh man.
Put you back on the couch. I can't imagine we watched anything other than The Simpsons.
Just to recover.
That's when I had, quote, The Simpsons collection. End quote.
Ah, yes.
Oh, man.
Which was-
That big DVD pack.
They were cross curated. You had
No, Danny. Please understand.
Yeah.
These are the tapes that I taped.
The VHS.
VHS tapes off of the television. That at that point, whatever year that was, I had every single episode from the first to, I think, the 15th season.
All on VHS?
15 or 16. All on VHS, all marked by me what episodes were on which.
Oh, my God.
And then the
You have
tapes
all the
were numbered.
commercials and stuff,
with the
too?
correct,
Oh, yeah,
with the
which
correct
is a
title.
You
trip.
have a huge archive, right? That's insane.
I got rid of it.
No!
I got rid of it.
Wait, is this a Craigslist thing? Is this, if you list that on Craigslist that I have seasons 1 through 15 on VHS with the commercials, I feel like somebody would.
I at some point had to let go.
Gotcha.
And, I didn't have and currently do not have a VHS player.
Yeah.
I do, though, always say if somebody wants to record, people will say, there's a DVR. I'm like, can you tape that for me? And my friend goes, it's so cute that you still sing TV.
For sure.
But, and they were cross-referenced. So you could look at the tapes and see what was on them. But you could look at this little notebook I had that had the tape numbers with all the episodes on
listings.
them.
Yeah.
So I called that the Simpsons collection. But it is a trip, though, to watch it, because you'll be just absentmindedly putting it on and watching it tape, and it'll go, and you'll hear, like, tonight on the news, the war in Iraq, blah, blah, and you'll be like, oh, shit, what? And then I'm like, oh, this is from...
It's all those car dealership, car dealership
you really
commercials.
Do. It's like the Ally McBeal, the new show. And you're like, what? So it is interesting like that. They are like little time capsules. But
you didn't keep anyone. You didn't even keep one single tape.
No, well, it's all or nothing, Danny.
Are you gonna rake her over the coals some more, Dan? I think we're telling my story here.
Isn't the story over?
No. These Simpsons tapes were instrumental to my recovery.
They were, and they were. I played them 24/7. They'd be running in my house when I wasn't there. But time moves forward.
The cat knew The Simpsons at that point.
The cat.
Yeah. Somebody's got to trim the cat's nails.
So, yeah, that was great. When you diarrheaed in my entire building's plumbing. And then almost died.
I recall your bathroom being very pink.
It was this sweet, I loved that apartment.
Yeah, I thought it was a sweet apartment.
Sweet little one bedroom, kind of with a 50s feel, red and white checkered kitchen floor, a pink bathtub and a pink toilet. We all made all the more pinker by all the blood in Mike's diarrhea.
The frothy mixture of milk and blood.
Then it was pink in and out. Hi, Danny.
Speaking of that,
good to see you again.
We went to In-N-Out Burger. We went to El Torito.
Yes.
We went to the Stinking Rose. Did we go one time?
No, we did not.
Okay.
I've never been there. Maybe tonight.
You know what? It might be one of those things you save for that. It's like post bucket list. What's the drop in the bucket? What's after the bucket list? Things I never needed to do.
Yeah.
The anti-bucket
list. We ran Studio City for that brief moment.
Oh man, it was great. And that great coffee shop on the corner of Ventura. Is it on the corner of Coldwater and Ventura, or that coffee shop?
Oh, Twain's. It is. Take a breath. It's no longer there.
Get the hell out of here! It's an American Appareo.
It's a Sharky's.
Oh wow!
It's not bad.
Well, that's kind of a.
Well, but
it's like
that's a silver lining.
I don't think anyone saw that coming.
But it's the fanciest Sharky's. It was this place called Twain's that had been there forever, and it had the waitresses that had been there forever.
They were lunch
couldn't
lady
be bothered. Yeah, but it had this great iconic sign.
Yeah.
For the listener, I'm holding my hands out as far as they can go.
Yay wide.
And it said Twain's, and it spun slowly.
You could
this
not
whole
miss
big
that
sign.
freaking thing.
So now
it was my what do you call it? My landmark when I walked through the neighborhood, dragging my diarrhea-soaked leg behind me.
Oh God.
So now, speaking of diarrhea, it's the fanciest Sharky's ever because it's got this huge rotating sign that says Sharky's.
Oh man,
it's not quite the same.
They kept the hardware. They just
yeah. I mean, it's a sign worth saving.
That was a selling point when they got the building.
I'm sure.
That's a good point. Yeah, when you get something like that, you get all the fixtures. The fixtures that come with it.
Yeah. So the old neighborhood
moved on. All right. I'm glad I was sitting down for that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Dan, you must have some Valley memories with LB.
Valley memories with LB. Well,
not really.
Lori Beth, on my first season of all that, did come to my apartment, and I was like the first 2 or 3 episodes because I was new and didn't really know what the hell I was doing.
And she was like, "Look, kid, this is a bong. This is a."
No.
She gave me a lot of good. She gave me a lot of tips of how to develop a character, and all things that I never ever had to do, and they were just like, here's.
Oh, you mean when you were working with me? I understand.
Well, it was all just right there.
But LB was the one that was would read the first couple episodes that I had characters in, and was like, well, what are you gonna do with that?
Sure.
Interesting. Why don't you try a Chicago accent?
Ah.
Maybe you should, work on that a little bit more.
Yeah. I see where you're going, but you haven't gotten there.
No, maybe take the Amtrak.
My favorite was when it wasn't that season. It was when you were living in LA, because I remember your mom had to go out. This is when Danny was a young man.
That's right. Yeah, I still had to have my mom on set.
And your mom had to go out of town for something, for like the weekend. And she was like,
don't you
would
misbehave.
you mind? She like basically
My mom
turned
asked you to be a babysitter.
She basically turned her guardianship over to me for the weekend. And I was like,
remember that.
All right. And you were just such a punk little preteen, like with your headphones on. And I'm like, Danny. And you're like, what? But we just had, and I think I wasn't even your sister.
I wasn't giving you the adolescent.
No,
look,
you
was
weren't.
I? No,
you weren't.
No,
but
I looked up to you, LB. I wouldn't.
What was your age difference at that point?
What would you have been your first season of all that was in LA, right?
Yes, it was 97.
Makes sense.
97?
Right? Is that right? Makes
That
sense?
sounds about right.
I think it was the fall of 97 until 98 was season 4.
Yeah.
It was the second season in LA, but the first season at Nick on Sunset.
Yes.
So
that makes
I would have
You were
been-
16?
I was 15, 16. Probably 16.
And then I would have been,
If you want to tell your age, you don't have to.
I would have been 19 or
that was
20.
really
I am
rude
least
thing to
polite.
do.
And who was the
Super rude.
and you were the youngest cast member when you came in?
No.
When you started?
No, I was smack dab in the middle. I was like the oldest of the young kids and the youngest of the older
Too
kids.
young
Yeah.
to take over and too old to ignore?
Yeah. I used to get, hey, wait, Josh, Cal, Keenan, I want to go to get lunch with you too. Let me hop in your 4Runner.
They were at lunch.
No.
For the listener, Mike is tipping an imaginary Robitussin
Nick was
cup.
making the drinky motion.
I was
He
tipping an
always
imaginary-
makes the drinky motion.
an imaginary Robitussin cup to the lip.
Small plastic cup.
No, 'cause Amanda was there.
Or you could be like for the little ones. Leave me alone, scram, kids.
I used to be able to get drinks at the Gower Gulch. Do you remember that place where they had karaoke?
Yeah, we did. I did sake bombs there. I was 21 years of age. I
was
turned
not.
21 during all that, and it was Nick Donatelli. You remember this dude?
Oh, my name's very
He's
familiar.
awesome.
Sounds familiar.
He, we used to go, you wouldn't come, but we used to go after the live taping to the Cat and Fiddle. Which
Oh
is
yeah,
like,
I couldn't get in there, but when you guys went to the Gower Gulch,
Yeah.
I could get into that Japanese place.
Yeah.
And sing karaoke.
We did karaoke.
I sang Suzanne Vega's "My Name Is Luca" with Heath Seifert, and I did it, and the people were like, "Who is this 15-year-old kid drinking a Sapporo, singing Suzanne Vega right now?"
Yeah, no, those were fun. But I mentioned Nick Donatelli because he's just a super swell guy. He was like a line producer. And he, on my 21st birthday, got me a car to take me from my home to work, and then a car to take me from work to the Cat and Fiddle to have a 21st birthday party.
So you don't have to worry about driving.
And
That's
then
great.
everybody, and a car to take me from their home, because that would have been the most important one.
Sorry, you're stranded.
Yeah.
You get 2 cars. That's my limit.
Good luck. But yeah, I got. It was that kind of thing where everyone was buying me a drink, and they were all different. And then this one Verilight operator with a serious drinking problem. Right at the end of the night, he was like, "You need a shot of Jaeger."
Oh man, that would have been.
That's how nights end usually.
Yeah, and so we went to the bar. I'm like, whatever. We did a shot of Jaeger, which tasted like nothing to me because it already just wasted.
yeah, uh-huh.
And then I took the car home. And I think it was a limo, and I'm sure you guys have had this experience in the entertainment business. They think it's a big deal to like get you a limo, but you're all alone in it. Like it's just a ride home, but it happens to be a huge limousine.
That's a good call. Yeah, you're like
And I'm
just
like-
blocking more traffic in front of your house.
Yeah. So it actually like makes you a little depressed. Like, oh, most people are at least going to prom.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
No, just you.
If only-
Okay, just you.
if
Put her
only-
in.
Yeah, if only I had a rotten brother to
Yeah.
plan.
Where's Danny when I need him?
Yeah. No, same bet, $1.
Yes. So that was very fun. So, but we did go. It was easier for the younger kids to get into the Gower Gulch.
Whatever that place was called, which is gone. It's now a Togo's.
Oh no!
Like LA needs any more Togo's.
But do they still have the big spinning sign?
What's Togo's?
Togo's is
It's like a sandwich.
It's like a sandwich shop I won't take you to.
Oh, I wanted to say it was to-go's.
Hey, man, or is it?
You know what?
To-go.
It might be to-go's, but I've always called it Togo's.
It can be
Whatever you want.
anything your imagination desires.
I think I'll just not go there.
Yeah.
I noticed that Jersey Mike subs are big out here. That doesn't make any sense because it must be like that they're far enough away to know how bad the sandwich, not know how bad the sandwiches are.
I don't know that I might have had a Jersey Mike sub once. If I did, it didn't make an impression.
We just lost Jersey.
No. Jersey holds nothing for Jersey Mike subs.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
Maybe the original one that actually started in Jersey somewhere.
Original Ray's Jersey Mike subs.
We need ammo. Let's go to
It's
Big
right on the
Five.
border in New York and Jersey.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle of the river.
It's adjacent. Jersey adjacent. That's got to be the worst.
Come on, guys. New Jersey's not bad.
Well,
It's great.
If I
It
could,
is.
did you?
New Jersey's great.
It's where
It's a great state.
It's where the film industry started in Fort Lee.
That is actually true.
And so interesting. Tell me more.
That's about all I got.
Oh, okay.
Except, you remember that wily, crafty inventor Thomas Edison?
Yes.
He invented the motion picture thingamamographer, and his first studio was in Fort Lee, New Jersey.
Aw.
Yeah.
But he lived in Edison.
Did they call it Edison while he lived
Oh,
there?
Danny.
Did he live
Danny.
in Edison? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That was awful.
Danny, that's one.
It's your first Homer Simpson indicator, Danny.
one
What's
more.
that? How is that a Homer Simpson indicator?
Making a dad joke?
Okay. I don't think Homer's smart enough to make dad jokes.
Were you all in LA when you had 21st birthdays?
Negative.
Neither of you, just Lori
No.
Beth. Okay. I remember mine. I had a truck with a camper, and I just got drunk in a field and decided that would be the best
He's from
place.
Southern Ohio. He gets
Oh,
isn't that
got
crazy?
it.
Yeah. So I just had a blow-up air mattress in the back and a camper top.
The camper shell, right?
Had to do those weird... Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I had to do those weird, 21 for... But I didn't get through the shots. I was like, I'm not...
You woke up in a camper the next day, 21?
You were just by yourself?
In the woods. Well, there's friends.
Oh, okay.
Whole
got
bunch
it.
of friends partying.
It was a lot sadder before I asked that question.
Let's for a moment imagine that's the case.
Got it.
Imaginary or not, I have a good limo story. I think it was the last night of Pete and Pete.
Okay.
And there were Budweisers, I think. We were done shooting on Saturday, the Saturday episode. Do you remember this?
I don't remember any Budweisers. I should have, though.
Well, there's been a lot of fish. There's been a lot of fish shows between then and now.
Okie dokie.
For you, not me. And
Let's be clear.
they got me a limo. They got me a limo that night to get me home. I guess we were usually driven by PAs, but everybody was partying and they didn't want anybody to drive us home. But I got a few Budweisers in me somehow, or another.
Oops.
Probably
Oopsies.
Probably orally.
Yeah, let's hope.
Probably orally.
Probably orally.
You weren't boofing. You weren't that cool. You weren't pre-boofing.
What is boofing? Anyway, I'll look it up
When
later.
you get drunk from your butt.
I'll look it up later.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
we
LB.
had to the best part was that it kept the limo waiting for a long time.
Aw.
And so he had to stop for gas somewhere.
Oh, that man had a family.
He had to stop
I'm
for gas
assuming.
somewhere, and I, having consumed in whatever method several beers, now had to pee when this guy stopped for beer. When this guy stopped for gas, so I opened up the door of the limo and
No.
a Budweiser fell out, a beer can fell out of a limo, and I felt like such a dumb ass.
I thought you were going to say you peed in the limo.
That's where I thought.
That's
you were
exactly
going
where the story went,
No,
and then
but
it
I
didn't.
have peed in a Budweiser bottle, but I never peed in the limo.
Oh.
No. Not that night.
Do you
no.
recap it? Do you recap the bottles when you do that?
to. No.
Oh, and try to sell them? No, actually, in that case, it overflowed, and I got into trouble. I got tossed out of the bar. That was Avenue B.
Okay.
Terrible.
Or another rap party, years and years later.
Well, I have I have a limo story too, guys.
Do tell.
In case anybody else wants to hear
But
about
lonely, lovely limo story's the best.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't lonely because I had a friend there, but it was sad anyway because of the circumstances.
A friend named Ralph.
My friend named Steve. This is one of the reasons why I think I can't stand Billy Joel anymore.
Uh-oh.
I went to go see
This goes
all of my friends went to go see Fish in Florida. I have like one of the most epic Fish shows ever happen.
Okay.
And I got tickets from MTV to get a box seat for the Y2K Billy Joel show at Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
Okay.
You know, if I wasn't in Japan, you could have taken me.
I would, yeah. Well, I went and I was having a lot of fun, and it was a bunch of MTV and Nickelodeon people, and it was a box. It was open bar. I was 17. I was just getting.
They didn't care.
I was doing the same thing. It's like, have a beer, have some whiskey, have some wine, have some gin, have some vodka. And it was like, by the end of that night,
Homer
I was
Simpson indicator number 2.
hammer timed, and we were the last people in the box. And my friend Steve and I were like, well, there's all these bottles of wine left. So we stuffed all the unopened bottles of wine in our coats and walked out of Madison Square Garden.
Stiff.
Just like
Clink,
clink, clink, clink. God, thank you. Happy New Year. You know, just to all the
next year.
So we get in the limo and we're on the way home, and I'm in the Lincoln Tunnel, and I have everybody out scenario. The wine, get out.
Exit.
Vodka, get out.
Exit.
No.
Gin, get out. Whiskey, get out.
Did you
Beer,
get out the window,
You can stay
or-
for a little bit and then you get out. I want you to, I want to use all the bubbles.
Did you get it out the window, or?
No. I got it. I puked all over the back of this guy's car. I puked in the Lincoln Tunnel, out the window, on the side. He has to pull
On
over.
the New York side, on the New Jersey
side.
side.
I puked in the New York side, the Jersey side. This poor guy is so pissed right now. Like, you could just tell this guy is like, oh, what a fuck.
You know what he's saying?
He's saying these
He's
fucking
saying
teenagers
fucking
that got free booze.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve amateur hour, bro. What the hell? So we have to stop on the turnpike because I got to get out and puke again.
Oh.
Finally get home. We're supposed to go to like a friend's New Year's party afterwards.
I don't think you
late
should
night.
have.
And I didn't. I went back home and,
The voice
and
of
fell
reason.
asleep and woke up the next morning. Couldn't find my cell phone.
And all the electronics were gone.
Couldn't find my cell phone.
Y2K
Was real.
Couldn't find my phone. My nice pea coat jacket was like tagged up, just vomit all over it. My dad is pissed because I lost my cell phone with Snake on it. It's a little Nokia phone.
Oh, the best game.
Yes.
I swore that I probably dropped it as I puked out on the Jersey Turnpike. I had to get on a plane and fly back to LA because we started shooting all that the next day.
Oh, you
on like
idiot.
the 3rd. And I never experienced a hungover plane ride before, and it was the worst thing ever.
What I like is that from that story, you decided to no longer consume Billy Joel.
That was a very
I
valid
decided-
point.
I think this story shows why I can't listen to Billy Joel anymore.
You want to know here's the cherry on top. Here's the cherry on top.
Yes, sir.
I had bagged up that
That wine.
pea coat.
Oh,
And I left it on the
honey.
back. I left it on the back deck, and the whole family goes out to L.A. We're there till April. We come back, and that bag is still on the back of deck, and it's like green, like the whole. I don't know what I mean. I probably could have stopped.
Wow.
Herpes suplex
That-
and the AIDS vaccine. Like everything was probably in that bag.
Did you throw that
But
bag into Lake Snug?
Here's the best part.
That's just still a best
That's a
part.
gross part, but the best part is my dad was making me like clean up the front yard, and I found the Nokia phone in the bushes.
Nice.
I plugged it in, I turned it on, and it was still functional.
They're still playing Snake.
It was outside for the entire winter and spring.
Oh, nice.
And it was like a perfect advertisement for 1990s Nokia flip phones.
Yeah,
Ooh,
iPhone
Nokia.
wouldn't survive that.
No, an iPhone
no,
would not
no,
survive
no.
that.
You know what I'm taking from this whole thing is that you probably should get drunk via your butt more. And I'm wondering about that because...
Why? Because then it doesn't
Does it come out the top or does it come out the bottom? Because if it comes out the bottom, you just...
Oh, wow.
Well, no. Well, what would happen is if he did that once, he would die of alcohol poisoning.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
I like that.
If I drank enough that my body wanted it out and it came from my butt, I would probably die.
Well, because at that point, I don't know. This is an interesting conundrum.
For the listener,
because
Jeremy
at that
just
point, it's
shrugged
not. It's just in your bloodstream. It's not in your tummy.
Yeah.
When you throw
so
up
it might not
alcohol,
make you throw up.
well, when you drink the alcohols, it's in your tummy and it makes you feel sick.
I think that's going to be our first fact check of the day. What do you think about that?
Go for it, Jeremy. I think that this might have been Jeremy's fact checks must be somehow subtly derived from Vital Information, which was one of our favorites.
Okay.
One of our favorites.
Danny, take
here's
the
the
hit.
deal. Here's the deal.
No, we can talk about it.
Here's
No,
the
this is
deal.
like a joint
We
thing.
don't
This is
have
like
to- we
this
don't
is
have to
like
go
you,
down
No,
the
this is
Vital
like you
Information
marrying
road.
Priscilla Presley and then you marrying Priscilla Presley. You know what I mean? You both
we were,
did.
we,
You both
we
did
were
Vital
very
Information.
different. We were very different Vital Information givers, and
this
that
is
was
just
for
like
a reason.
Oh,
You
there's
guys
no.
have
Well,
been
the thing
memed.
is, there's
you guys
no.
have been memed like so
No,
hard.
there's no. I know those are crazy to me. There's no anything between Danny and I vis-a-vis Vital Information, better or worse.
Everybody wants it to be like
we
beef.
No, I just
we
said that
protect
both of
each
you
other
were great. Exactly.
in public
Because you stick to the
because
in public. I guess this still counts.
If
as
you're
public.
someone that did Vital Information, i.e., Lori Beth and I
know, right?
we get questions like, "Hey, can you give us some Vital Information?" Or like, "Hey, I got some." You
Vital information
you
for
post something
you.
on Twitter, and some asshole goes, "That was some vital information for your everyday
Yeah,
life."
I have a lot of
Motherfucker.
on Facebook. I have a lot of
interactees.
yeah, I have people that I said sure be my friend, and if they're a problem, like I don't know, I call them the Nickelodeon kids, but I feel like I could post anything. And someone would say, well, there was some vital information for you. I'd be like, Dad's funeral was hard
Right.
and it rained.
How do you seize that and be
I'm
like,
working my way through it. And they'd say, well, there's some vital information for your everyday life.
right? Like I'm saying, like how do you take that power back and be like, here's some vital information. I just took a shit.
No,
Well, that's what Danny and I do for each other.
That's a great lead up.
Yes.
So because we're adults, we're older now. We're more responsible. Vital information changes as we get older. The things that were vital back then are not as vital to us now. So if people want vital information, we'll
Where
give
was
them
it?
information.
Comic-Con? It was Comic-Con, New York.
Yeah, it was New York Comic Con.
Well, first you got to know that Danny and I protect each other when we get asked by the press or whatever, like, hey, can you give us some vital information? The other one will do something crazy to distract it and let the moment go by.
Yes.
I like
because
that.
it doesn't make for good PR when someone asks me, can you give us some vital information? And I say, fuck you.
No, I can't see that going.
That's
over
not
well.
the answer they are hoping for, let alone expecting.
Give up on Billy Joel, kids.
Yeah, exactly. So then we just decided going into the panel at Comic-Con New York that if they asked us, we'd just come up with some like other
Solidarity.
shit. Yeah.
Sure. That's very cool.
Yeah, but like other stuff, like if we're forced to answer a question,
Yeah.
or if the
What did I say?
the charade doesn't work.
Somebody said, well, give us some vital information. And I said, if you're going to rent an apartment, get the renter's insurance. Big laugh. Don't ask me anymore.
Yeah. It is a one and done.
Maybe you put a cap on it. Okay.
It is a one and done. What I said,
I like it, and I like that people like it. It's not like that. I'm not like, I'm a serious actress now. Like, I'm certainly not any of those things.
No, I just think it's like a segment that resonated with people.
It did, and I love
and
that.
two of the people in this room who I have relationships with, and also the network they were on, just
Mike,
did it.
if you
And
have a
that's
40-hour-a-week job, you should have full health care benefits.
all. I have a 60-hour-a-week job.
And you have full health care benefits.
Okay, you're right.
Aw,
50. Let's meet in the middle.
look
you
at
have
all of
full
us.
Health care benefits.
Yeah, but it's,
Don't put diesel gas in your unleaded car because
Okay.
If you had, you got to set it up like a real vital. If you have a Honda Accord and you put diesel gas in it,
You're fucked!
You are going to have a lot of expensive car bills.
She's right. I tried to get Dan to stop at Zoltar on the boardwalk
You
to
did
sell your fortune, and he wouldn't do it. I tried
No,
to get.
I don't like.
I
That's
tried to
not
get him to
that's
say
not
I
the
want to
right
be big.
Zoltar.
You don't like the hoodoo?
I tried to get him to say I want to be big.
It's a spell. Hell
I was trying to get him to say I want
makes
to
me
be
want to
big.
shoot.
We're having 3 conversations, and Jeremy's dead asleep.
I want to thank your mother for a butt like that.
I don't get the reference, but I'm not falling asleep. I'm appreciating the conversation, like I bet a lot of our listeners will do, just because it's about vital information. And that was actually on my list to ask about having 2 people who did that. And so now it's been answered, and now I can talk about puking in the ocean.
Okay.
I puked in the ocean
Today?
yesterday.
Oh.
And I didn't want to tell these guys because they were swimming.
I'm glad
Are
I
you
left.
serious?
I'm glad I left.
Wait a second, ain't you
It's really
serious right now?
salty.
Do you remember?
Did you drink too much salt water?
Salt water
I
gets
drank
very
too much
salty,
salt
too.
water.
It can make you puke.
I
Did
didn't
you
know
like
that.
puke chunkies up?
You didn't know that?
Okay, I was very discreet.
Oh my god!
I went as far away from you guys as
What
I
I
could
can't
go.
believe
Hold
is that
on,
none of
just-
us saw the limo.
Okay,
None
I
of
need
us saw
to.
the
I
limo
need to.
at
Well, you
the
know what?
ocean.
This is Jeremy's moment,
Let's
and
see.
we
Look
just.
at that. LB knows how to not step on other people's toes.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I get
you
it.
pervert.
Mike's not
I
good
don't
at that.
think that makes me a pervert.
So you went as far away as you could.
I did. I checked the stream, the currents, and it was running away from the guys.
Okay.
So I was like, this is. And there was a point where I just couldn't. You can't when you starts watering and there's salt
yeah.
water in there. There's nothing you could do. So I went underwater. And
Oh
I
my
puked
God, ew.
underwater.
Whoa.
Yeah, no. I don't think about it. Have you ever done that in your life?
No.
Exactly.
No, because I'm not interested in dying.
Yeah, that's.
Says the guy who ate sushi from the Japan airport.
Yeah.
There's more than one airport, Jared.
So
No, there's
had
not.
you? Well, here's my question. Though.
Okay.
Had you puked up at that point, like the meal you had previously eaten?
I believe there was some arugula, that floated into the sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be okay.
That's gonna turn into kelp.
It's a pretty pussy lunch if that's what you ate.
And
but
and tempeh.
honey, you're not helping yourself. Reel it back in.
We just lost Montana.
Reel it back in.
I had a steak.
Do you think your family listening in Ohio is just devastated
Shaking
and
their
ashamed
heads.
right now?
They're used to it by now.
Oh, that's a different Jeremy. That's not my boy.
Yeah.
My boy ate steak.
Is that his mom or dad?
It's
That's
both.
I
My
know.
boy ate steak and vomited right in a fish's eye.
It didn't even care about its friends.
That seems like quite a trick.
Did you do that
It
before
seems
or
like
after
because
I
you
left?
would.
I feel betrayed that you have to announce it on the podcast. That's
good
Well,
fodder.
obviously, he didn't feel safe talking to you two about it.
Yeah,
Right.
which is messed up.
I
'cause
knew
we're friends.
I knew Lori Beth with taking care of Mike in his hour of need. This is sort of my hour of need,
I'll give you a hug.
and I figured this
You're
would be a
kind of
safe
ugly.
space.
Firm handshake.
I've tried to have an hour of
He's
need for
cute.
the last
Firm
4
handshake.
days because our buddy Edmund is a real nice guy, and I like to mess with him about feeling ill. But he is hip to it now.
There he is.
He's over there. Yeah,
He's gonna come
Hi,
flip
Edmund.
the bird.
Yeah. Well, I did get him a little bit today though, because I made him think that I puked in the toilet because I wasn't feeling good.
Wow, we've all got a puke
What game
story.
is this?
And a limo
It's a
story.
game. It's a game where I try to get Edmund to think that I'm not feeling well. Like sometimes I'll smoke weed in front of him, and then I'll be like, "Oh man, this
What was in
weed
that?"
is like, it's just kind of, it's like making me feel. I'm getting like a little dizzy. Like,
To
I'm
get
getting
Edmund to call
sweaty.
911, I think is how you win the game. I
And
think.
it
I don't know.
worked-
I've
No,
never
it's
seen
not.
the
It's
game
not about
won.
getting him to call. It's about getting him to like worry for a second.
Yeah.
Which is such a dick thing to
Yeah, and
do.
then you're like, pussy.
Yeah, you're like, you fucking pussy. You were
So-
so nice. You thought I was totally sick.
Wait, so you're the
Like,
boy who cried
The
stroke?
antithesis of what you
Is that
did
what
for
you are?
Mike is, you know, what I'm doing to Ed. Because I don't
friend.
want to be
The
helped.
boy who cried stroke.
The boy who cried stroke.
Good
exactly.
job, jerk off. You're hurting your friends, and what about your nice pea green puke bag back
Hey,
home?
it smells like toast. Burning toast?
Pea green
Do you taste
pea
copper?
coat.
I taste copper. It smells like
I
burning
love saying that
toast.
to people that are just confused. I go, "Are you okay? Do you smell toast? Do you taste copper?"
I'm back at Woodstock.
1 out of 20 people knows what I'm saying, and then it's fun.
If we can double back to the butt chugging,
Oh, wow.
you
Jeez.
don't puke. You don't puke from. It says, and again, this is Urban Dictionary, so who knows if it's true or not.
Oh
but
God,
That's your top
the
hit on
greatest,
everything, yeah.
just under Wikipedia as the most solid reference
Reliable.
ever.
I mean, it seems like Nuke from October 2nd, 2012 knows what they're talking about. Having an intoxicant enema, the main purpose of which to bypass the vomiting reflex. though it causes the active ingredients to be absorbed faster for more fun and greater tissue damage.
Wait, you said more fun.
Yeah, now listen.
Well, up the ass, Danny.
The thing I like
Read
about
between the lines.
the thing I like about these is they gave a scenario while using the term.
I love how they use it in a sentence.
Oh, God. Urban Dictionary?
Yeah, use it
I
in
have a
a
story
sentence.
about that after.
Here's the saying: Could we possibly come up with something to do apart from butt chugging this weekend? My roids are acting up. That's the sentence.
Urban Dictionary, the best thing about it is the sentence that they use the word in, which gives you no context. I sat around at camp. I happen to have come back from camping trip just now, but it was years ago. I was camping with some friends in Joshua Tree. And we, of course, I had cell reception. So what we did was we went through Urban Dictionary and just read tons and tons of shit. And that was my favorite part, was that it'd be like donkey punch. Well, you just the girl and punch her. And I was like, here's the sentence. Man, I really donkey punched Brenda yesterday.
Man, did you? Yeah, she had no idea, but she was mad.
There's no context, The Abe Lincoln was our favorite one. And obviously some of them are made up. But the Abe Lincoln was when your friend is asleep and you come all over his face and then you cut your pubes and you put it on like a beard.
You sprinkle them on like a beard.
Which seems like just an awful lot of effort. But then it was like... Dude, you should have seen Mark last night. We totally gave him an Abe Lincoln. Like, that doesn't help. That's not a useful...
Yeah,
not a useful sentence.
They're not so much used in a sentence as much as texts from last night.
It's very disappointing that to me that Urban Dictionary doesn't have a wider range,
or more of a handle on what using it in a sentence means.
Yeah, exactly.
They use the dictionary part very loosely.
Yes,
very loosely. Do you want to, if anybody comes up with a word and wants me to look it up in the Urban Dictionary and read the sentence, you just
I think we made up a sexual euphemism.
Oh, the
Manhattan transfer is when two guys fart in each other's butts.
Whoa!
Thank you. Through a paper towel.
It seems like there is a Manhattan transfer.
Through a paper towel tube.
Okay, Mike, we have to rename it.
Okay, what's it called?
So the Manhattan transfer, per the word, which is the Urban Dictionary.
They know nothing.
Actually, I'm gonna go with the sentence first.
Okay,
and then we'll work backwards and try and figure out what it is.
Yes, please.
Good call.
That's a great idea.
Good call.
He gave her a Manhattan transfer, allowing the free flow of feces between two of them.
What? No, that is not the sentence. No,
that's the whole sentence.
That is not the sentence.
That's really the sentence.
And I did it, and I'm the surfer character because we're in LA.
Because we're in LA.
But the actual definition is the process of inserting a tube between two anuses, allowing the free flow of feces between the two anal cavities. So, ballpark. But not right.
No. Then we made up the Monroe transfer.
No, the Monroe transfer is a real thing.
is a different thing too.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the Madison?
One of my good friends gave a best man speech, and he managed to put
a Monroe transfer.
And docking into the best man speech.
Okay. Well, obviously close to his friends, but I would say Madison transfer. That's not in there. Okay. Could you search that?
Or
please?
Venice, the Venice transfer.
How about third?
Hold on,
fact check?
just read the Monroe transfer. What is it?
Hey, babe. Which one?
Yeah, use the sentence. Give me the sentence first.
Hey, babe, want a Monroe transfer? ? No, you sick son of a bitch.
Oh, well.
Okay, I got
Seems
this
like
one.
it's going to be naughty.
I got this one. It's when you poop in somebody's ass.
That's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same description for the Manhattan transfer than it is for the Monroe transfer.
Okay, so now we need to make Madison transfer. Madison transfer is when you fart in somebody's butt, and then they fart back in your butt.
Oh, my gosh.
Checking.
I've gotten several opportunities to give.
We can
not
do it.
found. It's not found.
We can use the Madison
for the
transfer.
listener.
Dude, make a new entry.
For the
We're gonna do this live.
for the listener.
Forget it. All right.
It's great podcast fodder.
Yeah.
Setting up. Oh, I need to open an account.
Okay.
Please don't, honey. Let's just.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna move on.
Jeremy, give us one more sentence describing something. We'll try and figure out what the term is.
What it is.
But don't tell us the term.
Okay,
Danny, stop looking.
Okay, I will. I can't help that I'm
No
right
cheating,
there.
cheater.
I wasn't cheating.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I never cheat.
People are really bad cheaters driving here in California.
Honey,
Oh, dude, there's
you
a
gotta,
lot-
You
there's-
gotta be on it.
Yeah, no. But you can't be driving in the
No,
shoulder.
they're not cheaters. They're assholes.
Well, if you're driving
Good
in
call.
the shoulder, you're a cheater and an asshole.
No, it's you know
and
what?
it's dangerous.
And it's
Yeah,
the three things.
But more than anything, they're assholes. That's how I feel.
I appreciate
And I'm
that.
like the least road ragey person you'll ever meet. Jeremy, you have a sentence for us?
I'm sticking with the surfer. Dude, if I don't get rid of this blotzer, I'm gonna kill myself.
Dude, if I don't get rid of this blotzer,
Blotzer?
I'm going to kill myself.
Blotzer?
If you could give me that, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
What does blotzer mean?
I'm saying we'll each have our guess, and then Jeremy will tell us who's closest.
Lori Beth, you the
Blotzer would seem like an ugly Jewish girl he fucked the night before, and he doesn't want anyone to know.
okay? Michael C.
But she's still at his house.
Yeah, she's still there.
He's got to sneak her out of the
She's
apartment
looking
without the
through
roommates.
coupons in the
Without the
paper.
roommates. Fine.
She's
Might be sick on the couch.
Yeah.
You never know.
Wow. Ms. Denberg, I think a blotzer is going to be like an unsightly zit on the tip of his penis.
Okay, interesting. Daniel?
Yeah, I would think that a blotzer is sort of like a blister and something bloody. So I would have to go with it's a bloody cysty speck on your penis from too much rubbing.
Oh.
Too many cooks.
I think we need to go a little further south from the penis.
Oh.
And I'm gonna give it to you straight away. And it's weird that this came up because it really fits in with the theme of this whole episode. The blotzer is
Which is diarrhea tetherball.
exactly blotzer, a severely bloated rectum which leaks bodily fluids uncontrollably and causes severe discomfort.
Wow.
You're one organ away. Just an organ away.
But you know that is some poor Jewish family's last name.
We apologize.
You know the Blotzes? Don't go to their house. It's a mess.
We apologize.
There's leakage everywhere.
Leakage. Thank you, Jeremy. You're summoning up an image of leakage for me.
I feel like we have
Lori
time.
Beth, you've done multiple Nickelodeon.
Thingies?
Yeah, we've done all sorts of all that Pete and Pete things together.
Oh, yeah.
And you've done some with Michael too. Who's a better hang? Not in a professional level. Who's a better
Totally
hang?
Well, you know
unfair.
the thing is,
Totally unfair.
perhaps I have grander memories of Mike because I got sober before you and I would have hung out and partied.
True.
I got sober. I was not quite sober at the point that Mike and I had our adventures. So they're shrouded in a cloud of lovely memories.
Oh, okay.
You're a
Doesn't
better
look-
kisser.
Doesn't look like.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he's a better kisser. Michael has nice teeth.
Thank you.
And why don't the two of you just make out
We're
already?
going to fight it out.
And Jeremy smells like ocean vomit.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like what upsets me the most is that we went out to eat afterwards, and I waited to shower until after dinner,
Yeah.
and I really
Having known that you would have done.
having known that
You've
you
done it differently.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're.
miterated in the sea.
Well, no, it's...
I know the history of that wool jacket and everything. I just figured you'd be into it. So
That wool jacket and everything. Is it still truly could be said to be wool?
Yeah.
Or has it been replaced by something more sentient and
it's part of the earth now.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
it
fully
has- you know
organic
what's
at that
funny?
point.
it's the three-eyed
The
raven?
bag had moved about 6 feet from where I left it, so it was moving.
It didn't have legs when they went to California, but when they got back,
What are some of
I
our...
had to have dead animal removal.
melting
to
the
get
ice
rid of it.
cubes and throwing the ice cubes
Oh,
in the
that's
swimming
right.
pool.
That was in Orlando. I was thinking of...
Did we take
I
the-
have this thing I like to do. For some reason,
Didn't we
it's...
drive around in Orlando? Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, for some reason, it's really satisfied for me to throw or skip ice cubes in a pool. Because you're not doing any damage. Because it's just ice and it's
But
going to
you
melt.
feel like you're doing damage.
Yeah,
'Cause you're
but we
throwing
did.
stuff.
It's just satisfying, and so we were at the Peabody Hotel in Orlando. I don't know why we
Ducks.
were there.
There were ducks, I think.
That's the whole thing with the,
The Peabody in Orlando had a really sweet diner in it. That's what I remember about that place.
Uh-huh.
Just one old lady who was at the diner. She was a sweet diner. Danny fucked her.
She's got you. Dan. She's got you there.
No, but we went down to the pool one night.
It was late. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's nobody
it might have been when we were doing the New Year's Eve thing, which is what I wanted to say. Remember that New Year's Eve?
Mark Wiener,
Was he
Universal.
there? Yeah, we were outside by the geyser. But
The slime geyser.
The slime guys are doing this whole New Year's Eve thing, and there's actually a really funny meme of me from that that basically says like, that was a great episode of Rugrats. I'd really like to kill myself, but Nickelodeon has me on suicide watch. And what I love
And
is
then like slime goes off over.
no, it's just a meme. It's a still frame. But what I love is it's like then like the like caption is like, you could never say this kind of stuff on TV today. And it's like, well, clearly I never said it then.
Liars.
But
Unless there was a hot mic that someone recorded.
Yeah, no, it was a very strange thing. We did.
We had some
We
fun.
did interstitials in and out all night long for New Year's Eve.
And then there was only so many times that they could get the slime geyser to go off,
it
right?
was-
And we
it
had
was
like, we got to get this take. We only have enough
one of those
slime for 2
surreal
takes.
things. So we did that.
Yeah, we skipped some things in the
And
pool.
we skipped the ice in the pool till we were removed. Well, they did it politely by saying,
so gently.
"Are you staying
guests here?
Are you guests here?" And we were like, "Yes." We showed our keys.
Clearly, we were
They were like,
guests
"Okay," but I'm like, "Well, fair enough. I'll stop throwing ice in your pool." Although it's a harmless,
Yeah, that's the best
It's a
crime you can
victimless
commit.
crime.
It's like punching someone in the dark.
it's a
Well, if you
victimless
do it too
Like
much, you'll
punching someone in the
overflow.
dark.
Was it indoor or outdoor?
It was
Outdoor.
It was,
Oh,
was
yeah.
it?
Oh, God.
Oh, come on.
Third time.
It was outdoor. Clearly, because it was humid.
Danny spilled.
I didn't spill nothing.
Danny spilled Michael's drink. That's what happened.
Everything's going great in here.
Everything's coming
So
up.
what were
Michael.
some of our adventures? Well, the one I remember most was the Nick Goes to Your School. I can't remember where we were. It's when that sweet
was-
girl and her giant mom was really angry, and we were all like, we can't leave you and her together or you're going to get her pregnant.
Oh, my God.
Is it Stalker?
Were we in Chicago?
It was Chicago, and it was the...
Nice.
It was Nick Takes Over Your
It
School.
was Aaron Dean, and it was no, that wasn't it, because she was... Chicago was a different thing. Chicago was the opening of the Viacom.
The Viacom store. Were you
Is that
there?
what you're talking
wow.
about? That was that.
Is that where we
There
were?
was that. No, it was... I think it was...
It was
I think it
definitely
was
Nick Takes
Louisville.
Over.
It was Nick Takes Over Your School, and it was in Kentucky.
Okay.
And I had smuggled 5 joints in my socks because Steve Burns from Blue's Clues was also there, and he and I smoke weed together.
It was funny. I never even started smoking weed until after I was done with Nickelodeon.
So we could
so
have had
you started
we could have
before
had
me.
one hell of a time, LB.
You started before me. I've been sober for 12 years, and you're going strong.
Still,
Yeah, but I've calmed down. in
for
my
example,
I know.
on this trip, he smuggled 4 joints in his socks. So,
Progress.
Baby
that's-
steps. Baby steps.
you know,
old- It was 4 actually. But you're counting, and that's because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to
That
get her.
is
Oh, I'm sorry,
called
in the
white
land-
privilege,
in the
ladies and gentlemen.
land-
That is white privilege.
in the land of plenty, you didn't think you would be able to find any.
I know, right?
The land of most.
Who could
plenty.
find weed at
No,
a
I guess
store on every corner?
I guess that's the addictive side of me. So, well, I don't know. I'm going to California, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get weed in time. So I better bring 4 joints with me before I can go into
I better
the,
pack some of my sunshine as well in case they're fresh out.
Will you give me some of that green, good, sweet moon money when you're up there?
I just
We
want to.
turned out okay, LB. You and I. We might be on different paths.
Can't
but-
speak the same for Mike over here.
Yeah,
but-
poor Mike.
Oh, you're doing
We're
great.
all doing okay.
Yeah.
Above
He's
ground.
a daddy.
He's a pop.
He's got a baby. He
he's a
sent
little
me a
baby.
picture of it. I was like, ugh.
He's real.
No, that's
so wrinkly.
the last time we texted. You sent me a little picture of you, and you had the baby, and you were going on the subways.
Oh yeah, with the I was looking for that picture too, so I was happy that I looked at it.
Yeah, it makes me happy.
Vin, you remember my friend Vin, who still lives here, but he's from New York.
Okay.
Had such an Annie Hall moment the other day. I was freaking out last night. So my son has these Adele got him these headphones to put over when they were in the subway or something. Mm-hmm. He looks like he runs the jackhammer, the 10-month-old jackhammer. And so Vin was driving with these headphones on with these same kind of things. I was like, "What's those?" He's like, "Oh yeah, these take away the first 30 decibels." And I was just like, "Gamma rays, Max. You don't get old." It was such a freaky California moment for me.
He drives with those on?
Yeah, it seems like a bad idea.
That's dangerous.
No, you can still hear everything. It's crazy. I wore them as he was driving.
It just cuts the noise.
Mm-hmm. Well, nutsy.
Well, you know what?
It's good. A fire engine has to try 30% harder to get your attention.
You could even hear you could hear the music inside the car on the radio and everything. It was
you'd never hear the rattle in your engine.
You'd never hear the murderer that was hiding in the back seat that you didn't check for before you got in.
Right.
His intention.
Now he's not hearing anything because that man succeeded.
You can't in space. In space, no one can hear you scream.
So what? I still don't get the reason. Why is he wearing them? I mean, at this point in my life,
to prevent hearing loss later in life.
Yeah, but has he been to concerts?
He's just wearing them all the time.
No, in the car. If you look at Dan, you know what I mean. He won't be able to hear us in 20, 30
That's not
years.
True. That is not true.
What?
I do listen to loud music, but I feel like I do. I'm careful enough.
But what about in your youth?
Oh yeah, no regard, right?
No, but I.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was listening
in
to
all
music
of our youths. I'm speaking as a blanket now.
Yeah, but when I go get a physical, no one gives me shit about my hard of hearing.
Yeah, but you also are not supposed to get a happy ending at a physical.
And they're like, okay, wait till you hear the beep. And I'll sometimes just put my hand up.
I think you just watch the finger.
I know that you're making a beep now, and I'm just going to say I hear it.
Just watching the arm. As soon as you see the muscle flash,
that'll show him.
Yeah, right?
That'll show him, Danny.
Well, got him fooled.
That's what happens. You know what? We'll just bring it right back to Jersey. That's what happens when you're a public school kid from Jersey. You just try to...
You memorize the hearing test, and then
you memorize the hearing test, and
I'm going to beat this lice test, you motherfuckers.
on that note, dear Lori Beth.
Yeah.
Do you have any plugs? What do you got?
We can plug some things.
Are we all
Twitter?
done? Oh.
We're round. Yeah, we're.
All right. Here's the thing.
Home.
I'm on the Twitters. I never put anything up there. I'm not good at it.
Okay.
My favorite thing that I do is that I officiate weddings.
Yes.
It's my most favorite thing. And if you want me to officiate yours, you can go to wedbylb.com.
Very nice.
That is really
send
sweet.
me an email. I write a personalized ceremony for all the little babies. I just did one. I'm going to do one in Michigan at the end of this month. So I buy local and I go far away.
That is really
cool.
sweet.
It's just a really cool thing. I really enjoy it, and I need an agent. So if anybody listening to this podcast is an agent, just call Danny and Mike. We'll work it out. I'm sure you'll be a quality human being.
Because you listen to
the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. So I just say we go for it.
Fucking A.
I think this is excellent. It's a kind of a time machine and a trip to be back.
Yeah, this is a trip, I think.
And I'm quite grateful for it.
Wait, is this not real?
What?
None of this is real.
Edmund,
I gotta stop.
I don't feel so good.
All that LSD.
Edmund, I don't feel so good. Edmund, I don't feel so good.
LB, thank you so much.
Thank you, my love.
Out. It's very nice to meet you. This is our first time. This is a very weird thing. It's the first time I've ever met you, and probably the 6,000th for them. 6486 for them.
Oh.
Wow.
So you're seeing the shining light of the rest of the world.
It stays fresh.
All I know is that I know who's going to officiate my wedding now.
Right?
Nice.
You come to Brooklyn. That's all I want to know.
Done.
She
Also,
travels.
if you
Well,
haven't-
fly me there.
Okay.
She travels.
Well, you're invited to my wedding, but you're not,
You're not officiating.
I don't want you to officiate.
Wow.
Not because I don't want you. It's because I want you to enjoy it. I don't want you to work.
It's like having Edmund shoot video of your wedding or take pictures.
Yeah, Edmund.
Yeah, but it's just because he's not invited. And
either.
he's not invited, and he wanted a reason to get him in the building.
That's not true.
Sorry, Edmund.
Oh,
right,
he's
y'all.
crying.
I just wanted to clarify that, LB.
Okay. It's okay.
It's not because I didn't want you to officiate my wedding.
Thanks,
It's all
guys.
good, babe.
Let's
Oh,
just
Jesus.
let's
Oh,
just
God.
let's just go to the wedding.
Wait a second. Am I?
I think I got to puke.
Oh, no.
I don't feel so good. Edmund!
The waves.
Thanks, LB.
Thank you, babe.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Marona. The show is produced by Jeremy Balin. The podcast is part of the Feral Audio Podcasting Collective and can be found on their website at feralaudio.com. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also, look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the and spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.